Hi, whoever is watching this, hopefully a few people. Um, my name is Nikki, and I'm 27 years old. Live in Colorado, Mountain State, yay. Anyways, I'm going to give you a really brief synopsis of why I'm here today, why I'm posting this video. So, 3 years ago, I met the man who would become my husband. On November 30th of 2020. And the first 6 months of our relationship were really good. Everything was great. We were, the couple that everyone thought, oh man, they're like the perfect couple. They are just like each other. They do everything together. We were that couple. But that was a lot of facade. There's a lot of fakeness going on there. About 6-7 months into our relationship, my husband started to become emotionally abusive. So it started, with the insults, the put downs, the you're not doing enough, you're not good enough, you'll never be good enough, no one will ever love you like I do, no one will love you at all, things like that. And that really quickly escalated to him stealing my debit card, my pain medication that I take for a chronic pain issue. I have nerve damage in my back. He took every single pill I had, and he overdosed on it. And I found him in the bathroom the next morning. So, off to the hospital he went, and then off to a psych ward, and then off to rehab for the 5th time, I come to find out later. He gets out, says he's sober, says he's clean, whatever. I'm a little weary at this point, kind of like, what's going on? What's the deal here? And then things started to get physical. So on one occasion, he came home just drunk as a skunk, and he, grabbed me around my waist from behind and was squeezing me and squeezing me and squeezing me, and I'm screaming at him, let me go, you're hurting me, you're hurting me. And he wouldn't let go. And the only way I could get him to let go was to, make a fist, and from behind me, I managed to somehow, God willing, punch him in the forehead. And he was so startled that he let me go. On another occasion, he dislocated my shoulder to prevent me from leaving. And then rather than, asking, are you okay? Do you need an ambulance? Like, what do you need? Like, I'm screaming on the ground, rather than doing any of that, he starts yelling in my face while I'm crying, and screaming and saying, I didn't mean it, right? Like, that was an accident, right? You know that, right? And I remember thinking to myself at that point, like, who are you? What is this? Like, it seems like all he cared about was, not getting in trouble, that trying to convince me that what he had done was an accident when I knew better. So he accompanied me to the hospital. Of course, I'm not going to say anything in front of the doctor because I'm scared. I don't know what he's capable of. He's already dislocated my shoulder. What else could he do? And this all culminated on June 6th. Probably the worst day of my life. Because that was the day that I finally had to say, like, enough. I've had enough. So he was arrested for domestic violence. And it's now fast forward 6 months. I had to move very quickly out of that apartment to what's called an address confidentiality apartment, where basically the address that you would see on Google is not my legal address. It's not where I actually live, but it is a legal address. and that's to prevent him from basically coming after me. He was stalking me on my webcam for a while and harassing me, and yeah, I mean, it was just brutal. And then throughout all of this, we're going through the process of criminal court right now for the legal charges. I have a permanent protection order against him. And then my dog gets hit by a car, and the woman who hit her stopped, heard me screaming that, you hit my dog, like, what the hell, whatever, and then promptly took off. And of course, luck would have it that the camera on that street corner wasn't working at the time. So she was never caught and held accountable. My dog is okay. By the grace of God, I was able to pull her far enough out of the way that she didn't get more than some bruises. Shortly thereafter that, I got into a car accident that totaled my car. And then shortly thereafter that, I got whacked in the head by a client of mine. Well, not my client, but a client where I work. And he came from behind me, just hit me in the head, and that was that. I have a double concussion right now, so I've been out of work since November 4th. So today is day 21. And I just found out yesterday that the workers' comp insurance has decided to deny my claim based on the fact that they cannot get a hold of my boss. Which basically means that on top of already struggling to pay my bills due to debt and things that my husband helped create and left me with, now I have no money coming in. So I'm going to attach to this video the link to my GoFundMe. And, I understand that it's been a hard couple of years for everyone with COVID and all the job loss and everything, and I do understand that. But if you have the ability, $5, $10, $20 even, it matters. It matters to me. And I appreciate the generosity of everyone. And if you don't have the money, you can't help, please just share this video. I don't want anyone else suffering from domestic violence right now, or who has gotten out of a abusive relationship to feel alone, because I know he was very good at making me feel alone. But I don't feel alone anymore. I have a great support system, people who love me, people who care about me, and to all the women out there wondering, like, well, he's telling me that no one cares about me, or she, because women do it too. I want to tell you that even if you feel like no one else cares, I do. I care. And feel free to leave comments, questions, concerns on this, this video. And I hope that, if nothing else, this shows, the other side to this story that we hear so often but seem to forget the aftershock. That it's not just about the abuse while it's happening, it's about what happens after the abuse and what happens when it's over, and trying to pick up the pieces of your life and move on, while having to relive that moment, that day, that incident over and over and over again in front of the court and the DA and the judge and him. You're not alone. So, thank you for watching.